I really want to talk about Ascension. This is something that has really gained visibility, and I see a lot of people talking about it now and sharing their experiences with it. And even though once you get immersed in it, it seems like everyone is doing it or talking about it, but at the same time, in my 3D life, I look around and it's not that many people talking about it or doing it. So I feel that those of us who are experiencing this or are interested in it or curious about it, I feel we have found each other and are holding on for dear life. And I think that's great, that's important. And to keep sharing these stories with each other, because I feel that increasingly more and more people are going to have some sort of curiosity about this, and this is going to really grow as we, as a human consciousness, come to acceptance of who we really are and come to accept our true potential. I had the feeling this morning of a spirit guide telling me about my full potential. And you know, it was wonderful. It was grand, it was huge, it was big, it was great. And in a way, it was kind of annoying because, you know, I didn't really feel that it was I felt like it was a lot of pressure and a lot to live up to, and I knew they were right, you know? I knew that inside me is this tremendous, amazing, powerful, loving, wise being and creative potential, and I knew that I could, you know, I knew that I would transform into this, but at the same time, there was a part of myself that resisted that vision, you know, and was a little bit annoyed because it's like, well, that's a lot to live up to, and now if I don't do that, then I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna fall short. And if I don't get there, now I'm gonna feel disappointed. You think that you want that, right? Like, who doesn't want a revelation of how amazing they are and how amazing they could be? But at the same time, then you're like, okay, well, now I have to come out of meditation and live my life and do the day. And I know that, you know, it's gonna be hard to just be that all of a sudden right now, today. So I guess I just want to talk about resistance and when you get a vision of how great and magnificent you are. So I think generally, I guess my point is, as a collective, as we come to, there's a resistance, okay, as a collective, to really embrace the vision of what we truly are and what we truly can do as you know, as a group of humans on planet Earth. And I feel, what I felt this morning on a personal level was the possible reaction, which is, okay, well, that's great, but I don't really see how to get there, so I'm just going to be let down. I'm going to feel disappointed. I'm going to feel like I'm never going to be enough, like I'm never enough. And so this is an interesting emotional dynamic that happens once you start awakening and realizing, you know, what your true potential can be. It's a little daunting, and some of that resistance is this, I guess it's an inner child dynamic of, well, I don't want to feel where you're trying to tell me I'm not enough. So it's important to always balance this out by understanding that when we come across this experience of either we glimpse something wonderful within ourselves, or we're shown something through a video or guide or meditation or in meditation, that this potential is happening right now. Okay, this is who we are right now. This is not only who we can be, whatever that vision is to you. I'm not gonna describe what that vision is to you, because I think you know, I think you've had those before. And I think you feel the inklings of that in your soul already. So what it means is that's what you are right now. And we live in time, but we exist beyond time. And our future self, our most perfected self, our most awesome, best self in this life and beyond all lives already is existing right now. So you are already that. And in turn, all of us here on planet Earth is already the most beautiful, amazing place that it can be. And we're all fulfilling our highest potential right now. Our best self already exists right now and is all powerful, all loving, all knowing, and loves us where we are. And we can be both, and we are both, frankly. And more than both. We're many, many dimensions at the same time and living many lives at the same time. So here we are, revealing our true selves in the form of this, vision or feeling or reflection of our potential, and at the same time resisting it because we feel like we could never be there, and the fact is we're already there. And, it's just a matter of unraveling and having some sense of grace and as much joy as we can have in unraveling the way to get there. We spiral there, we dance there, we cry there. We try to we try to heal the parts of ourselves on our way to being there. And the fact is that we are there already. So that's a nice paradox to really contemplate. But these are some of the thoughts, and these are some of the feelings, excuse me, that when you undertake this process, what we call, or what people are calling ascension, this is kind of what comes up, is, always when I say multi-dimensional living, this is an example of multi-dimensional healing that can happen, is coming to grips with the fact that you are already perfect and beautiful and complete and self-realized. But also you're not. So you can't really deny the experience you're having here with some delusion that none of it is real, or that it's all an illusion, or that you're just not being positive enough, or you're not manifesting properly. You can't deny your material, you can't deny your 3D experiences, because that's also you. That's kind of the shadow self. You can't deny your 1D experiences, your 2D experiences, the darker shadow parts. You can't deny them. You need to embrace them, and as much as embracing the higher aspects of yourself as you move up the line and learn. And that's why I think creativity is so beautiful, because practicing creativity allows us to really be comfortable with the unknown, to be comfortable with a bunch of jumbly pieces everywhere, and to really be able to trust that those pieces are going to come together, and also to tap into some kind of intelligence that just will help us to hold the space within ourselves, to be all of these many things at once, and to trust that they're going to harmonize. That's the thing, right? You can just kind of say, okay, that's there, and that's there, and that's there too. Okay, interesting. I have all these different pieces there. And just trust in through love and being neutral and being loving and trusting in this higher intelligence